Hello and welcome to the channel. Ex-President Buhari was famed for his sluggishness, hence the nickname Baba Go Slow. It took the former president a whole 6 months after he assumed office to constitute his cabinet. President Tinubu, on the other hand, he be like who they hurry go somewhere, as he dey run am back to back. Now, people even for outside the country don't they call him Baba Go Fast. Let's take a dive inside the presidential villa and see how Tinubu they do. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Baba Go Fast inside Tinubu's presidential villa. Realtors asked rhetorically in a report on Thursday if President Bola Tinubu is Baba Go Fast in apparent reference to the quick reforms his 2 weeks-old administration is undertaking in the economic sphere. The well-respected news agency wrote, Nigeria's new president, in office for less than a month, is pushing to put Africa's largest economy on a reform track that investors have eyed for decades, fueling excitement that money could flow to a nation that many had deemed uninvestable. President Bola Tinubu's bold actions, including removing restrictions on the naira currency that allowed it to hit a record 790 to the dollar, and subsidy removals that tripled petrol prices, could take stress off the battered finances of Africa's largest economy. But it is not only in the economic sphere that Tinubu appears to be standing strong and creating excitement. Since he assumed office on May 29, Tinubu has also shocked critics who had argued before the election that he looked frail and may not be able to withstand the stress and the demands of the office of president. The agility he has displayed in the past 2 weeks seems to have proven critics wrong. In fact, staff members of the State House appear to be struggling to adjust to the changes the president is making in the seat of power so that they can stay in office beyond what they are used to in the past 8 years. Before Tinubu's assumption of office on May 29, partial sit at home was observed on Mondays, though not in support of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, and in protest to his continued incarceration, but as a result of little or no activities on that day in the presidential villa. The State House, especially the wing of the president's office, has since witnessed beehive of activities because of the new sheriff in town. The president's close associates have told those who want to hear to tighten their seatbelt and be ready to work extra hours, hinting that Mr. President is used to working late nights. This has already started to manifest as Tinubu has shown the ability and capacity and that he means business. Even as new faces, dress code and greeting mantra have all changed, the ambience is becoming electrifying and some level of civility returning to the seat of power as it used to be under the administrations of Umaru Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan. In fact, sources said the president is not comfortable with a militarized environment within the precinct of Aso Rock that does not allow him to be free with his subjects and live his normal life as a Democrat. The idea of caging the media that covers his activities is strange to him, being a media-friendly person. He always wants the people around him, especially the media, to be free and not being restricted from giving adequate publicity to his activities. After the Jonathan's administration, members of the Fourth Estate of the realm covering the State House faced challenges from security operatives who did not allow them to perform optimally in the course of reporting the day-to-day happenings in the presidential villa. But there is the euphoria that that era of unnecessary restriction and perhaps intimidation and harassment appears to be over, bearing in mind the democratic credentials of the president. As new faces across party lines continue to visit the villa, some have wondered why the president has been unable to submit the list of the ministerial nominees to the National Assembly for screening. However, a school of thought is of the view that the delay in forwarding the ministerial list alongside some other key positions that require screening and confirmation from the federal lawmakers was because the leadership of the 10th National Assembly was yet to be inaugurated. But with its inauguration on June 13, and the emergence of the presiding officers of the two chambers, it is expected that the ministerial list will be forwarded to the Senate. Meanwhile, consultations and lobbying for positions increase daily, although the president has kept to himself the possible candidates for appointment into various positions. The question in some quarters is, will he make his choice of cabinet members based on political affinity and loyalty as a reward system where party members will be rewarded for their votes, or will the selection be purely by merit, devoid of religious consideration and ethnic or political affiliation? However, there is the expression of optimism in some quarters and the belief that the president is in a hurry to stamp his footprints. Hence, he will go for technocrats that would help him achieve his aims. Days ahead will determine what he wants and the kind of legacy he would like to leave behind. One thing that is clear from his body language is that he appears to be prepared for the job he applied for, and since his inauguration on May 29 as the 16th president of Nigeria, alongside his deputy, Senator Kashim Shettima, and a new phase and a new chapter are started at the seat of power in Aso Rock. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Tinubu is surrounded by aides, associates, and technocrats who are expected to help him in his new assignment, which is to deliver the dividends of democracy to Nigerians. And he has taken some tough and decisive decisions aimed at bringing sanity in the polity. Among the tough decisions so far taken are the termination of payment of subsidy, the indefinite suspension of the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Mr. Godwin Emefiele, and the chairman of the Economic Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Abdulrasheed Bawar. The actions have been interpreted in many quarters that there is not going to be any sacred cow. The bold steps have given him accolades, and many are of the view that he should extend the same measure to the military and paramilitary and security agencies, as well as the oil and gas sector, so as to make sure that people who occupy high offices give account of their stewardship. Key appointments the president has made include Lieutenant Colonel Nuruddin Yusuf, Aide-de-Camp, ADC, and Lukman Fasasi, Chief Security Officer, CSO, while Ifeanyi Onwumbuya is the Security Officer, SO, to Vice President Shettima. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.